Let's talk about this picture, okay? And as I talk about it, I want you to pay attention to the foreground, the background, the captions, okay? Some of you know, many of you probably don't know, that between Christmas, Jesus' birthday, Jesus from Palestine, Jesus from Bethlehem, that one, and New Year's Eve, 5 infants have frozen to death in Gaza. Not only are they dealing with another incredibly harsh winter, the second in a row, but these tents are on the beach, and these tents are flooding with cold seawater. They are experiencing torrential rains. 5 infants, the oldest of which I believe was 2 months old, have frozen to death since Christmas. And one adult gentleman, Ahmad al-Zaharna, was also found frozen to death in his tent. Let's take a look at these 2 babies right here. The larger of the 2 was 20 days old. The smaller baby right here is a fetus. Let me say that again. This baby right here, this fetus, had not yet exited its mother's womb before it succumbed to hypothermia. I've seen various photos and videos from the funeral for these 2 babies, but this is the only picture I've seen that captures what's happening in the background here. Okay? How old could she possibly be? 2, 3, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6. These are children under the age of 10 who are dealing with death every single day and have been for 451 days. This is what these children are looking at, okay? These children are looking at this. Now let's talk about America, okay? Not the part about how we're financing and endorsing this behavior. Let's talk about the kids in America that are the same ages as these children here attending the funeral of these 2 babies, who walk into schools every day in the greatest country on earth, and walk into school not knowing if they're going to be unalived by a pew-pewer. Going back to Columbine, which happened when I was in high school, children have been going to school every day not knowing if they're going to be unalived by one of their peers with a pew-pew. And those children in America who have survived a school pew-pewer are internalizing and carrying not a one-to-one comparison, but very similar traumas to what these children are in Gaza. Our children and the children in Gaza, the children in Sudan, who are experiencing essay and grape in the most we can't even, the children in the DRC who are forced to work to mine the materials so that I can get on here and make this ridiculous video. And all of that epigenetic trauma is going to lead to a very, very, very bleak future. No amount of therapy is going to put the pieces of the psyches of the children of Gaza back together again, let alone make them feel safe in the world. And yet they remain steadfast. They remain with smiles on their faces. Just like the children that you will see if you go to Focus Congo's page. They have smiles on their faces after working 15-hour days in cobalt mines. You are someone who still has compartmentalized what's going on over there and does not see how this connects to school pew-pewings in America. Shame on you. There are thousands of Americans in the IDF. Husbands, doctors, lawyers, teachers, who the fuck knows, that are going to come home after committing war crimes, and we're not going to know who they are. We are training our police officers, and all of that right-wing, faux righteous, military, chosen people, white, imperialist, male-centric propaganda is trickling down to our young men and boys, who then go on to pew-pew their peers. You see, it's a circle of life, babe. It's a circle of life, okay? So I want you to just look at this picture a little bit longer than you would normally look at this picture. And just look at their faces. Look at their ages. Look at what they're looking at. Imagine if they should survive, who they will become, what will become of them, of their heads, their hearts, their souls. Because anything that these children grow up and choose to do in the act of and in service of righteous violence will be warranted. Your government has made all of us complicit in this. And this is already come home to roost. Look at what's gone on in New York with the subways. Women being lit on fire, people being lit on fire. The militarization of our police, cop cities, all trained by the men that are doing this. So just sit with this. It's a new year. It's okay to be uncomfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable, okay?